Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome back to Rhino Fishing TV. Today I'm dedicating this episode to Rob from Fat Rob's Fishing, and here's why. Rob and I are kind of kindred spirits in that we both hate fishing with jigs. I have never had much luck on them. I can count on one hand the number of fish I've caught on a jig. So today's episode is my jig fishing challenge. I know a jig is a basic bass fishing lure and technique, and I am embarrassed that I have not mastered that technique or fishing with that lure. So I have 3 bait casting rigs with me today, and I have jigs tied on all 3 of them. I have a swim jig, I've got a finesse jig, and I've got another jig. I don't know what kind it is, and to be honest with you, I'm not good enough at jig fishing to know the subtle differences between a football head and a flipping jig or whatever. I got 3 different colors. I kind of got a bluegill kind of color, I got a black and blue, and I got a white. So I'm going to go out there, and I've got about 4 hours to fish this morning and see if I can put enough fish in the boat to make this video worth you watching it. My wife predicts that I'm going to go about 2 hours without a bite, and then I'll be throwing a wacky worm or a ribbon tail worm or something like that just to catch some fish. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, see you on the lake. Let's get there. All right, we are here, and as I said in my intro, welcome to the Jig Fishing Challenge. I would have to say jigs are the exact opposite of my confidence bait. I have the least confidence in those when it comes to bass fishing, and as a bass fisherman, I know that jigs are a staple in a bass fisherman's arsenal, and I have several of them. Most of them haven't even seen lake water before, but I'm going to try to change that today, going into this with an open mind and with the expectation that I'm going to learn and have some success on a new technique. So, wish me luck. I'm going to start out throwing in this timber over here where I usually have some pretty good luck early in the morning with soft plastics. But I'm going to start out with this black and blue. I think it's a flipping jig, to be honest with you, and I don't know if that's the right kind to be throwing here, but it's a New Tech, which I think is a pretty popular brand. And I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I've got a black and blue kind of a craw chunk trailer on it, and the only thing that I'm concerned about is this brand of jig has these really heavy, stiff weed guards on it, and I don't know how that's going to help me with hook sets or not, but we're going to see. Here we go. Cast number 1. But wouldn't it be something if I got bit on the first cast? It's cold out here this morning. I think I saw on TV it was about 57 degrees here locally. I mean, it's going to warm up into the 80s during the day, but it's pretty pleasant. Kind of think I should have worn long pants. So my fear today is that I'm going to be spending most of the day pulling salad off of these jigs from all the vegetation that's usually on the bottom of this lake. We'll see. And for those of you that say that because I have low confidence in this lure that I'm not going to have success on it, that's fine. I would like for somebody to explain to me how my poor attitude can somehow get transmitted through this rod, down several yards of line, into that jig, and then over to the bass's head to make him not bite it. I just got bit, and no doubt about that. Didn't keep it though. Okay, so I'm feeling better already. Something really bumped it pretty hard. Salad removal number 1. I'm throwing up into pretty shallow water right now, just for grins before I head over here to about a 7 or 8 foot area where I usually pick up a fish or 2. this time of morning. The water I just cast it up into is usually about 3 feet deep. So I think I've been bumped a couple of times so far. Obviously, if you're still with me, you haven't seen me put any fish in the boat. It's been 10 minutes. All right, let's try the finesse jig for a minute before I move spots. All right, I don't remember the brand of this jig, but here's the one I'm throwing. Kind of a bluegill color, maybe, I don't know. It's got some, maybe a Alabama craw or something. But as a trailer, I've got one of those small Strike King Rage Tail craws, the little one. Oh, that was definitely a bite. Dang, I got a fish there. Hey, look at that. That is massive. I see why people like these jigs. 49 minutes in, I got this big freaking hog right here. I'm gonna keep trying though, folks. That was a bite. All right. Feeling a little better. Got a fish, although it's about a 4-incher in the boat, and a couple of definite bites. So my mind is opened a little bit. Yeah, it's a fish. Twin brother of that last one I caught. It's okay. It's okay. Number 2. Let's try Mr. Black and Blue for a little while again. Let's put a little mega strike on here. If I can find it. If I haven't lost it. You're stinky. Look at that. Caught him while I was swimming that back to the boat at what I thought was the end of my retrieval there. And he jumped on it. Still nothing big, but getting bigger. That was on that New Tech jig with those plastic guards I was worried about. Number 3. There's a fish. Finally. That was a pretty good bite too. Okay, number 4. That one came on the swim jig. And they're getting bigger, I think. Okay, so here's a little spoiler alert for you. I'd like to put 2 more in the boat to give me 7. And if I do, the title of this video is going to be the Jig Fishing Challenge. If I don't, the title of this video is going to be This is Why I Hate Jigs. So that might give you an indication at this point whether or not you want to stay tuned. Fish. Number 6. All right, so I caught 3 on the swim jig, which by far is, that's like 50% of my catches this morning. I've got the black and blue one back out with the crawl trailer on it, and I'm going to fish it along the bottom for about the next hour before I have to go home. And this is the area where I usually do pretty good on the long ribbon tail worm on the bottom. So let's see what happens, see if I can get that one more magic fish at least. I caught 6 fish on jigs. It didn't really change my opinion of them. I still hate them. I got a little bit more confidence in fishing with one, but not enough that I would get up in the morning and be excited to go out and throw jigs. So having said all that, my next trip out here, I'm just going to come out here and try to put fish in the boat the best way I know how, or according to what I think they might be biting. And any future jigs that come my way, like in a mystery tackle box, they're going in the giveaway pile. I have plenty of them, and I don't know. Rob, I hope you're watching this, man. Yeah, I got half a dozen, but I still hate jigs. See you guys next time. Bye.